Welcome to
the Fresh Cut.
I was going to do it word by word. It's going to be, that's fine. I'm Noah Parker.
I'm Erin Donovan. Sorry, you paused, so I thought it was going to be I say some and then I popcorn it to you kind of vibe.
No, it was just pure anxiety that I paused. Anyways, before we get to our guest for the night, just a couple updates. We are fans of you following us on Twitter. That's what I was going to say. At Noah and Erin justifies the social media account that I'm getting 5 extra credit points for in the radio class. That's helpful. Also, Valentine's Day is coming up. Don't forget it. But also, I believe that is the first day of the Lent season. Do not give up radio if you can handle it. Obviously, don't put us before God, but certainly that's not certainly you can find something else to quit. If you're
going to give up radio, give up the lunch crew.
Yes.
And keep us going.
The lunch crew. What time is that even?
It's during lunch.
It's at 1. That's more like class time. That's the class crew.
Who's in the lunch?
We're not going to call out any specific names.
Okay.
You're going to ask later. There are radio rivals. Radio rebels. Anyways, if you heard that voice, that would be our guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Brittany Davis. I'm a senior here at Milligan.
Woo!
That was so good. We also have Amy Shoemaker with us here today taking pictures. She will hopefully be silent as a mouse, but if you hear some camera noises, that's her. That was her. Or, I don't know, maybe she'll scream at some point. I'll give her 1 scream for the show. That's all she's allotted.
Are we going to explain why Amy's here, or are we just going to pretend that we're not famous?
No, you didn't say.
Basically, if you follow me on Snapchat, you've witnessed the vlog, which is me filming Noah doing his entire life when he's around me. And Amy has a photojournalism project about funny news, and she picked us, the vlog.
The Fresh Cut and the vlog kind of combined, I think.
I don't know how to turn that into a phrase. The fresh
vlog.
I don't
the
really
vlog cut.
Well, I like vlog cut better.
We'll talk about it. There may be a different host next week.
Brittany might be permanent.
Anyways, Brittany, I did come up with a new game for our guests to play when they come on.
Okay. What is it?
Obviously, do you know what we're called? We just said it, so this is kind of
cut?
Okay, thank goodness. We're named after the lawnmowers that go around campus, so I wanted to see if you wanted... Amy's laughing. That was not a scream. She's going to have to... That's 10 points deducted. Now... I want to see how good your lawnmower noise is. Do you have one?
What kind of lawnmower are we talking?
Do we have any thoughts on this, Erin? Whatever works best for you.
What about a John Deere?
Well, could you give me an example first, Erin?
Oh, I'm eating ice cream currently. I'm a little bit busy.
Yeah.
No, this was your game. You.
All right. It starts with first. It turns on and it's and then it's but better. You can make a better noise than me, hopefully.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm skilled in lawnmower sounds, but
you can put it on your resume if you figure out that you are.
I'm sure.
I threw radio experience on my resume.
So did I. You could be a voice actor.
I actually have a crazy story about lawnmowers.
Not what I asked for. But that's fine. I guess we'll work with it.
It's just kind of embarrassing for this guy, but you don't know him. So this guy lost his wedding band.
I like to think I'm well regarded in my community.
He's from Indiana, so that's where I'm from, by the way. So this guy, are you all right?
Erin's coughing.
This is why they don't let us take ice cream from the caf.
Yeah, Erin's got her.
I'm good.
So this guy lost his wedding band, all right? He mowed the lawn for my old church back at home.
Quick question. Wedding band as in the ring he wears on his finger?
Yes.
Or the group of people performing musical instruments at his wedding reception?
He lost the whole band in a field.
That is frustrating. I think we've all been there.
Let me tell you. So, no, he lost his wedding band as in the gold band that he wore on his finger in a field while he was mowing. So then he never found it, and I don't think he knew he lost it in the field. He just knew he lost it. So the next week he comes to mow the field, and he's on the lawnmower, and all of a sudden he hears this, And he's
That's
like,
pretty good.
without thinking, he was like, he knew it was the wedding band. I don't know how. And he reached down into the lawnmower, literally, without thinking, and it cut off 2.5 of his fingers in the lawnmower blade.
I mean, that...
Didn't you preface with, I have a funny story?
Well, it's just kind of like a weird story. It's not really funny that he lost his fingers, but like kind of ironic.
I mean, you are
Oh,
a
I
nurse, so do
love
you want to stitch
the
it back
sweet
on?
embrace of bodily harm. Were any of those fingers the ones that he kept the wedding band on? Because if
I
anything,
believe
that
so.
might be
That's why I
that's
was
kind of
ironic.
convenient.
I mean,
Like,
but he
now
found
he
the
doesn't
wedding
need
band.
one. Solved his problem.
That's true.
Lose your wedding band, cut your ring finger off. Lesson learned. Indiana is a wild place.
It really is. It really is. People like want to be from Indiana that aren't from Indiana, and I don't know why. Like J.D. McDonald, not calling him out, but J.D. McDonald.
I call JD out on both of my radio shows. Please continue to
Yeah, he didn't want to be on our
He
show.
calls himself an honorary Hoosier, and it's like, no, you can't do that.
Have you seen, I'm guessing you've seen Hoosiers, the movie?
I mean, yeah, I've seen it.
That was the only thing I really knew about Indiana until Milligan.
Yeah. It's
I came to
not bad.
Tennessee
It's
to learn
pretty
about
accurate.
Indiana.
Oh, really? Yeah. There's a lot of people from Indiana at Milligan, like a weird amount.
That's a conspiracy in itself.
Yeah.
My family's actually from Indiana,
Really?
so even my grandpa,
Conspiracy
Bruce
theory.
Montgomery, professor here, he counts as one of the Indiana movers to Milligan. Great band name. Oh, didn't like that one. No.
Do we want to ask Brittany about our name game?
Sure, Erin.
Okay. Brittany, I don't know if that was disgusting. Don't eat ice cream and host a radio show at the same time.
Everyone is coughing. What is wrong with you people? Do you have the flu?
Hopefully.
She's in
Oh no.
So, we play this game where we in casual conversation, like a phrase will come up. And we'll say band name, baby name, sports mascot name.
Love the implication that when you and I are talking, it is completely like casual, normal human speaking.
Well, when we vlog, I guess I should have said.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, earlier we said, like, oh, what was it? Money Mattress
Money mattress.
would be a good band name. A weird baby name. A terrible sports mascot name. So,
I
like,
think it'd be kind of funny.
I don't...
Not
All
very encouraging, but can you imagine a little mattress walking around?
I take everything back.
Less
I love
racist
that.
than a lot of sports mascots.
Oh, you're right.
That's true.
So if you, throughout the course of the night, or like already have one in your head, like the other day, like thought that'd be a great band name, just like no matter what, interrupt us and just be like, I have my band name, and then we'll continue out with the rest of the game. See if we'll make a good baby name and a good sports mascot
So
name.
you start off with a baby or a band name.
Band name, yeah. Okay. And then there are subcategories that follow.
Okay.
So that's what you have to be thinking about the entire time we talk about everything tonight.
Because a lot of people will play like, oh, that's a funny band name, but I almost said band game. It is a band game. It's a band name game, but we like to go the extra mile.
What is the deal? Why is there? Are you making everyone cough?
I didn't realize how influential I was. If only everyone could see the look I just got from Brittany Davis. And I think I just saw only whites of her eyes. She rolled them so hard.
If she wasn't sick before, she would be now.
Sick of me.
False.
Aw.
So nice. Do we want to hop into conspiracy theories?
We might as well.
All right. Brittany, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? Brittany came
I
prepared
don't have
with
a lot
one.
to share. Mine's just pretty. I haven't really explored this theory, so I don't know a lot about it.
All right. You
But-
take it away.
Okay.
Ready? That was a silent move.
All right. So, I have this theory that, people say is a conspiracy theory, but I don't know, is it? So...
Weird introduction. Kind of one of the major themes of our show. Let's not undercut that. Let's fresh cut that.
That should be our motto. Our jingle.
Our jingle? Actually, our jingle is the radio promo we made that Caleb Perney's too lazy to actually put on the radio. But it's pretty funny.
We're going to play it for you.
Anyways, continue.
Okay, so I have this theory that I heard from a friend that Lady Gaga and Shania Twain are the same person. One, have you ever seen the two of them together? No.
I actually have not seen either of them in person.
Or in any pictures. And 2, their voices in certain songs do sound very, very similar.
Can you, like, rearrange their names like Voldemort and it be the other person's?
You might be able to. But I'm just saying, if you listen to Lady Gaga, listen to Shania Twain, they sound very similar. Shania Twain's kind of fallen off, like, you know, she's not as famous.
She's coming back.
But she's came back as Lady Gaga.
No, it's just, give her some...
She's came back as Lady Gaga.
She's trying to rise again.
Let me play you, like, a little snippet.
I don't know if we can.
Just hold it up to the mic.
Okay.
The other day,
I don't know.
Reagan FaceTimed in. Shania Twain's ex-husband worked on Lady Gaga album.
Oh, did he?
Amy is just waving her arms wildly. You know?
Make sure you stick to the Milligan Radio guidelines for music submissions.
Yeah, I think this one's good. So, this is Shania Twain.
Sounds like her.
So see, kind of sounds like Lady Gaga, like just a hint of it.
Yeah.
So that's Shania Twain. And then you go to Lady Gaga. Let's play, I don't know, what's a good Lady Gaga song? We could play this one. There's a little bit of a country feel to this. I don't know if you're picking that up.
Acoustic guitars, just like a single strum.
You're giving me a million reasons to let you go. You're giving me a million reasons to...
I don't think you're buying it, but I buy it.
Well, I don't know. What do you think, Erin? Also, Brittany, usually when we have a theory about a musician, we like to say that they're dead.
Well,
that's the main kind of musical theory conspiracy. Well, that's good. I guess.
Have you also heard the one about Avril Lavigne?
We talked about that one. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know.
We bought it.
I kind of buy it too. Like, I've just seen some photographic evidence that it's like hard to say that that's false when that's like a photograph.
Have you seen
And there aren't things like Photoshop available to us nowadays. So like obviously a photo
has
is
to be
a photo.
real.
Have you seen the Twitter thread that like has like 40 some tweets like detailing everything?
No.
I'll send that to you.
Okay.
I think this is just gonna become part of the brand. It's just like moving the mic to frustrate Noah.
It's okay. It's okay.
I know it is. I didn't reference the Twitter thread because like it's not as a reliable source as like a website, even though that might not be true in today's society. But like they went in depth to like birthmarks and like eye shapes and ear shapes and like handwriting.
Birthmarks are things you can't really.
Those aren't going anywhere.
No.
And like handwriting, it was so different. Eric Meadows, he's probably not listening though. I told him to. I'll call him out on the radio. I showed him the pictures and he was like, I'm not buying it. I showed him the handwriting, bought it on the spot. Also, I'm trying to do some more research into Shania Twain and Lady Gaga.
There's not much out there.
Did Shania Twain dress as Lady Gaga for Halloween? Picture. Now I want to look at the picture. But Noah, what are your thoughts on this?
This is a newer theory that like hasn't really been explored much yet by the public world.
In that song, I don't feel like I heard it as much, but I'm sure if we had more time to like dig into it.
Yeah,
do you have You and I? That's what Lady Gaga's You and I gets turned into a Shania Twain song.
Okay.
It was meant to be. I had to let the article finish loading.
It seems like Shania Twain might want to unwind a bit.
Oh yeah. This sounds like Shania Twain's type of sound, you know?
Yeah, like if Shania Twain like wanted like.
It's been a long time since I came around.
Maybe.
Been a long time, but I'm back in town.
Yeah. This is pretty Shania Twain.
I'm not leaving without you.
Yeah.
Like if Shania Twain got a pop makeover, which is exactly what Lady Gaga is.
I mean,
you know, there's a Lady Gaga documentary out, and now I just want to like, and I know at one point, this is not Milligan appropriate, but Pernduck's not here, she takes her shirt off, she's like, I'm hot, and so like, I wonder if we like, I don't know, like, want to take that part, but, like, her body's out there, so, like, we could compare.
Her body is out there. God.
Oh.
I didn't want that to sound so gross, but I couldn't figure out a way to make it not sound gross.
We could do more research, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like, we could compare more, like, we can definitely compare ear shapes. And
I feel like every week we say something worse than the week before.
last week I accused the entire Catholic Church of murdering Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That was a
Amy-
little rough.
Is that slander?
I'm not a Catholic anymore, so, you know. I was at one point. I've been confirmed. So I feel like I have, like, the privilege to, like, I know the Catholic Church. I might have just... Oh, I'm getting a text. Remember when I get...
Oh, no. It's the Pope. Is it the Pope?
No, it's Mitchell Hancock. And there were some good flavors tonight. He was talking about the ice cream.
Okay.
You obviously already...
I got Moose Tracks, actually, because I didn't really know what flavor to get, and Mitchell loves Moose Tracks, so I took his advice from last season's... Am I allowed to call music, like, this a season? Last season Music Buffs.
I mean, I don't think we should be referring to other shows anyways that aren't...
I know, you
the
get
lunch
very...
cut.
I'm sorry. You say the lunch cut?
Oh, sorry. I guess that kind of popped in my head because I wish I could cut them off the radio.
Oh, good one.
None of them have, like, come back for us yet.
I don't think anyone listens to us.
Well, I don't listen to them, certainly, so I guess I wouldn't know if they...
Yeah.
We had 9 listeners last time.
Wow.
Today we have one viewer. Now we can finally say we've had a viewer.
Yeah.
Well,
Amy
there's a
Shoemaker.
basketball game tonight, so I bet people are at that.
I know,
But it's only 18 minutes, I heard.
there have been
Yeah.
so many basketball
Because-
games on Monday. It's disrespectful, I
The
think.
game that they played at Montreat Saturday, and the court was too, like, wet, I guess, from, like, the humidity in the gym, that they were sliding everywhere, so they had to call it the game and, like, reschedule it for today.
Yeah, I heard there was
for
an
18 minutes.
injury.
Was there?
That's why they were like, we have liability issues. I just think they were losing and couldn't handle it.
That's true, but they're still gonna.
I think that's a pretty good call.
Score and everything.
That's not even a conspiracy theory. They're just
When they
losers.
know that the game's not going to go well, they get some buckets of water and pour it over the floor beforehand. Works every time.
Noah's. You sound like you've done this.
Oh, I don't do anything involving sports. So don't worry.
That
I
reminds me.
I like soccer.
Thanks.
Brittany
Take that
Davis
personally.
is a soccer star. Wait, I like soccer. I don't know what you're taking personally.
Like, I take it personally in a good way.
Oh.
Good. We love having our lady soccer team on the show.
I was wondering, have you found any matches for Amy yet?
We do have someone lined up for next week. I'm not sure why I'm looking at Noah because I'm telling you this, but I just felt like we'd be in cahoots. Yeah, we have someone. It's gonna be a surprise.
Who's
So
going to be on the show?
I'm 98% sure he is.
Okay.
We're hoping. He's not the perfect match for her. Like, after doing some intense thinking, I did find the perfect match for her, but we can't bring him on the show because he's a working man and he's married, and his name is Barack, and that's all I'll say. But we have found some good runner-ups, I think.
We did say in our promo that it was going to be a nice campus boy.
A nice campus boy.
I don't think there's any Baracks on this campus.
I don't know.
You know, if there is, I would really like to meet you because I feel like... Never mind. I'm not setting Amy up, not myself, but if anyone knows any Baracks,
I
hit me
mean,
up.
or if things don't work out for Amy, and you...
I can always be the rebound.
I think, yeah.
Yes.
We
She
need
has
something.
This friend who goes to UVA Wise.
I need
named Jacob. You could have him on your show.
How far away is UVA Y?
I think like 2 or 3 hours.
We'll fly him in.
I know you
Give
guys
us
have
more
a bit-
details
budget.
afterwards. That would be good.
What did you say?
She needs to, like, fill us in on this, and
Maybe
we'll
you
see
could
what we
call
can
in.
do. We have a huge difficulty with call-ins. So,
We did better on Thursday.
yeah, the first one was a little quiet. I thought they were all going poorly, but that's because Kristen Branch's, like, family lives in, like, this horrible dead zone, apparently. It's very confusing. Also, Kristen Branch's family, if you're listening this week, she is actually not a regular feature of this show. Thanks for tuning in last week, but you can leave now. Yeah, well, I mean,
tell them to leave.
I don't want them to get their hopes up for nothing.
I have a really good conspiracy theory coming up, so please do not tune out. Who else have we had listen? Oh, we have to insult our families.
Well, my wife's not listening at all tonight.
Why is
so,
that? She went to bed early because
she's
of school.
busy or whatever. Too busy to listen to the fresh cut, though. I mean, really? Put it on in the background at the very least.
You should have put that in your vows and like made her put that in her vows. Like,
oh, we haven't actually. We said that we did like traditional vows for our actual wedding, so that like later that night or like that week we could say like personal vows. We forgot. There are no rules in my marriage except for whatever the traditional ones are.
You don't even remember that? In sickness and in health.
Or richer or poor.
Richer or poor. I haven't gotten married. I don't need to know
we
this.
Don't need to know that.
What is it? Like, just be good and true?
Be good and true.
Listen, you're the one that said it, not me.
Be loyal.
Loyalty. Kendrick Lamar.
Loyal.
If we were to have rules, yes, I think the fresh cut, listen to it every Monday, should be on there.
Yeah,
And
I think so.
also, maybe be a little nicer to me. But other than that, I can't think of any.
Brittany, what would you put in your vows, or like make your husband put in his vows? Now I'm intrigued.
I'm like really put on the spot.
This is the kind of question we ask Amy Long when she comes on.
We'll like also establish. Well, they're best friends.
They are.
Yeah.
I said that as if I know all about their lives. Like, oh, of course they are.
I could tell you what Amy would have in her vows. The guy would have to like know how to cook chicken nuggets or like provide her with chicken nuggets like whenever she wanted them. Like she demands a lot of chicken nuggets. Like she eats a lot of chicken nuggets per week.
Just something that comes with her culture, I think.
Yeah.
They're very well known for.
She loves Coke, like not like Coke is in the drink. Just to make that clear. But she loves drinking Coke a lot.
Okay, I think you stopped. You actually said not Coke is in the drink. So
No,
seems like
Coke
you're
is in the
intentionally
drink.
misleading us.
Coke is in the drink. Coca-Cola. She
And that's
loves it.
fine. I won't judge her or anything, but it's definitely going to change the kind of guy we try to set her up with.
She is our cutest princess, no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For rich or for poor. For, what are the other ones?
Sickness and in health.
Sickness and in health.
I feel like I have to Google this. Good thing I
For-
always have my computer on me.
For poison and for fresh air.
For lunch cuts and fresh cuts.
For
I almost said undercuts. I'm not. Never mind. That was almost mean.
uppercuts. That's a fight move.
Undercuts the haircut.
Oh.
My
Good.
sister has it. I'll insult my family. We do this thing where we insult our family members because they don't listen. I don't really like undercuts, and my sister's had one for like a year.
And would you say it sucks?
Yeah, I told her that to her face. She goes to Temple University, which is in Philadelphia.
How old is your sister?
She's a freshman there, so she's
I have a freshman
18.
sister.
Wow, amazing. And so
Let's save matchmaking for next week.
sorry. And so she got the I'm stuttering and I'm on the radio. It's even better. They're the Temple Owls, but like their tea is like a big part of their like.
They're the owls?
Yeah. But they do like the Temple tea for a lot of stuff, and so she got the Temple tea in her undercut, and she Snapchatted
Full
to
pride,
me,
man.
and I said that looks awful.
I'm getting an undercut with a buffalo etched into it. Actually.
For graduation, I hope. Where like don't wear your cap, just like walk
No, I'll wear
backwards
the
on
cap,
stage.
But, like, it'll be under the cap, so you'll be able to see it.
I think you should take your cap off on stage and then walk backwards. So
Oh, that didn't well.
Do you think the Milligan graffiti artist will also keep their insignia in an undercut?
we like
We can only hope.
The last day of like
So you're
graduation,
saying
we're
that
finally.
It's a senior.
I have no idea.
I think you know who it is.
Well, it looks like the upper body seems like a senior, but the lower body seems like a freshman.
The knees are not mine.
It's a really weird isometric angle.
I just got the eyebrows
I
from
still
Brittany.
hear that it was you.
Oh, listen, my knees are taped right now. The kneecaps are in their correct spot.
Here's the people I've heard.
Wait.
You and Ben Moffitt is who the poll is against. Like, I think if we put out a poll right now, I think people would say it was you.
Over Ben Moffitt?
Yeah.
I would have to leave Milligan. I would just
You'd be run out of town. Actually, you'd probably be arrested because they were
We're gonna put
pressing
that Twitter
charges.
poll out, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, they figured out who it is," and then I have to like call my mom and be like, "I got arrested for drawing a word I want to say on the radio, but I'm not allowed to."
We're just gonna have you like draw it after the show and see how accurate it is to the original.
Wait, was it a word or or a picture?
It was a
An
picture,
object?
but I was told I'm not to say that.
Yeah, we
Not
gotta
allowed to
watch
say it
what we say
the
on
radio.
the
Okay.
air.
this is a good Christian campus.
Oh, yeah. We don't believe in body parts.
Not to marriage.
Yeah.
I looked up the traditional wedding vows from various religions. Oh, I have 3 text messages. I wonder if it... Oh, Amy is texting me honor. Homie and obey. Oh, honor and obey.
Homie and obey. That's a classic.
I really like homie. Like, today, Dr. Jackson in
Homie
class...
and obey. Band name.
Coming on a little strong.
No, I like it. I said interrupt us. So, homie and obey. Good band name. Baby name.
Homie?
Yeah, be
Short?
cute little nickname. And then
Little homie.
It is cute.
You said that so begrudgingly.
I just...
You just what?
I
You look like you're about to cry.
was thinking about the lunch crew. Always makes me want to cry. What were you saying?
I was just asking
Baby
you.
name.
It's a decent sports mascot name.
Little homie?
Well, homie. What did we say it was?
Homie and obey.
Homie and obey. I don't know what kind of mascot.
They could
that'd
wear
be.
like the obey.
Little
That could be
homie.
their brand instead of like Nike or
It's freaking creepy.
Adidas.
Little homie.
So, no, just some mascot going around with the word obey across his chest.
That's like a brand. It's like I think it's like
Yeah.
more like a.
Is branded on him or
I don't want
That's
any
really
mascots to be
creepy.
branded in the process of this.
initiation? All right.
I
Let's
think
read some vows.
I think Brittany won the game.
Yes.
Okay, so are you a Protestant? Are you Episcopal? Are you Methodist? Are you Presbyterian? Are you Lutheran? Are you Catholic? Are you not
We probably
Hindu?
shouldn't talk about Catholic people right now because you insulted them earlier.
I know you're not Jewish or Hindu.
Buddhist.
What are some of the okay. Did you say I take thee?
I don't remember my wedding.
That's terrible.
For better, for worse.
Thank God
for
Corinne's
richer,
not
for
listening.
She probably will watch
And
it
in
on
health,
YouTube.
to love and to cherish, till death do us part, according to God's holy ordinance, and therefore I pledge thee my faith, or pledge myself to you. Was that what you said?
I don't think I said that. I don't
All right,
remember
so
saying ordinance.
you're not a basic Protestant. How about, wilt thou have this woman... Oh, no.
That's not it.
In the name of God, I blank take you blank to be my wife, and to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for rich, for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until we are parted by death. This is my solemn vow.
I think that sounds good. Well, I think they might have changed the death part.
So you might be Episcopal.
Ooh.
In the name of God, I blank take you blank to be my wife / husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for rich, for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until we are parted by death. This is my solemn vow. That is the same thing. All right, so
They don't all
method.
have to have different ones.
Well, then why did they should have said like Episcopal / Methodist, Presbyterian. I blank take you blank to be my wedded wife / husband, and I do promise and covenant before God. Does that sound familiar?
I don't remember. A lot happens. Like, you gotta talk
Did you
to
promise?
so many people
And
at the
these things I
reception.
promise you, I'll be
Take
faithful to
so
you.
many pictures. I don't remember the actual wedding ceremony
You were the
anymore.
one that wanted to get married.
I am married. That's the point. I didn't get married for the ceremony.
You just sound very
You're,
unhappy about the whole wedding idea.
I am not unhappy about the whole.
I like
you are
no, not the
tacking these
marriage
words on.
part, but like the ceremony wedding
Oh,
part.
the ceremony was all right.
I think you like being married. I know you didn't like the cruise or the honeymoon. What were your thoughts on cruises?
I liked it. It was fun. It was a little too like crazy for me sometimes. Like I felt like there was just too much going on. But I liked where it took us. We went to the Bahamas. I loved that.
I'm
Noah,
not against cruises. I
you just
would
didn't like-
rather just go somewhere and stay there for a week. There's a lot of stuff you have to go through with the cruise, and my cruise personally didn't have that much going on, besides like gambling. So, and I was already taking a gamble on my life by getting married. So,
I think we say about getting on the boat. So 2 different takes.
yeah,
I've never
well,
been on a.
There's a metaphor there.
Amy texted me again.
Did
I
you
got
get-
some beat against Tom Cruise, if that counts. Haha, Cruise.
Amy's
Tom
trying to
Cruise.
break her vow of silence by texting us.
She texted in before when she wasn't just like
That's
watching.
true.
Though.
That's true.
Did
She's
you
a
get
loyal
seasick
fan.
when you were on your cruise?
I didn't get seasick.
I
Did you?
didn't either. No.
I've never been on a cruise, and you're on either side of me, and you've just both been on a cruise. I've been on a boat though.
Wow. Kayak.
I've also kayaked and canoed, and I've kneeboarded, and I've jet skied, and I've tubed. I'm trying to think of everything I've done in the water. I've swam. Swum.
Drowned. Baptism.
Fished. We got baptized. Not on a lake, though. Oh, body surfed. Never regular surfed. I almost drowned, actually. Yeah, as a kid. I forgot about that.
Washed your hands.
Yeah. Washed my hair. You can tell because the purple's gone. All right, those are all the... I can't think of anything else I've done in the water. I took a swim class.
I actually can't swim.
What?
I just never learned it as a child, and now I have a really hard time doing it.
I feel like a
Let's
bad...
all say some of our, like, deepest, darkest secrets / greatest fear. I have a huge fear of drowning.
I have a huge fear of falling to my death.
I have a fear of being kidnapped.
I was almost kidnapped. Is this a story I'm allowed to tell on the radio?
As long as it doesn't have any genitalia in it. Can I say that word? I don't know.
Brendoc's not here.
Yeah, we always have to get out our little dirties before...
No. Take that back.
Yeah, that did sound weird. Sorry, that's an inside joke for
Not
my
between
wife
us.
when she listens later. It's a reference to... No, that sounds bad, but that's just what she calls when she says something inappropriate.
I can see.
It's way more boring than it sounds. Please don't have any imagination ever.
I'll talk
in
about
life in general. Imagination only hurts.
I'm going to talk about me getting kidnapped almost,
All
and
right.
it'll distract from what you just did. So,
Ruined our show forever.
so I was in 4th grade, and there's a little bit of foreshadowing to this, which is my favorite part of this story, was that I had to walk my dog. I love my dog, Daisy. We have an Instagram account for her, but at this point, I just really didn't want to walk her, so my mom told me to go walk her, and I said, look, I'm going to go get kidnapped. And she said, don't say such a thing. Well, Mom, I go down, and so we have a cul-de-sac in our neighborhood. We actually have 2, so you have to do like the double loop. So I'm at the first cul-de-sac, and there's a red car that'd been sitting there all day in front of our neighbor's house with tinted windows. She had no idea who it was. Like, had been there at the morning bus stop. This was like well after the afternoon bus stop. This is 4th grade, so this is why I remember both of the bus stops. And he's just sitting there. She was like, maybe it's broken down. Like, we don't even know if there's anyone in it. So I cross the street, and I'm on the other side of the street from the red car. And as soon as I, like, get across, the door opens. And I was like, just keep it calm. Like, you're in 4th grade. You're chubby. You're wearing boys' clothes. Like, there's no way he's going to want you. So I'm, like, starting to walk. I've taken, like, 4 steps. He's walking towards me. He's a very large, like, overweight man. And so I was like... frick, or whatever thing a 4th
Why? Because of that?
Because like he was an
overweight man.
because he's like
He was gonna
intimidating.
eat you?
He was like an intimidating like stature. Like he definitely could have like beat me up. I don't know why that was my thought. Like not kidnapping, but I really thought this man was coming to beat me up. And so he starts talking to me, and he's asking me about my dog. And I just got my dog. Her name's Daisy. I got her for Christmas of 4th grade. So I haven't even had her for a year yet. And then he starts like walking like backwards to his car, and like my dog is in love with this man. Apparently he had 3 other dogs, and so like she's sniffing him, and I'm just like trying to pull her back, but I'm not strong enough. And so we're slowly getting led to his car, and he's like, yeah, I have some dog treats for her. And like my dog's super picky. Like she doesn't eat most dog treats. And so I told him that. He thought I was lying, and like obviously trying to get out of the situation. He's like, no, it's fine. And so then like we're like very close to his car, and my neighbor pulls up from like in the cul-de-sac, and he literally like, we're almost in the car, so he just jumps in it and says I didn't have any dog treats, like turns the car around, like almost hits me, like rooms out of there. And my neighbor who like saw him pull over was like, did you know him? And I was like, no. And she was like, then why were you about to get in his car? And I was like, well, like, I thought he was going to take Daisy, and I was just an idiot. And so then, like, I continued walking my dog. Like, Mrs. Kowaleski calls my mom, and, like, he'd also talk to me about my neighbors, the Deans, who, like, one of them we call, like, my big brother. And, like, I gave the best description I could, like, that night before I, like, lost the memory. Talked about the car, talked about him, like, every feature, and they had no idea who I was talking about. And so they thought that, like, he stole some of their identity, so they had to change all their credit cards and, like, everything. And then, like, I get home, and my mom's like, where have you been? And I was like, you told me to walk the dog. She was like, Mrs. Kowaleski said you almost got kidnapped. And I was like, oh, well, maybe. And she was like, why did you not come home? And I was like, I thought I would get in trouble if I didn't do the whole walk. That's my kidnapping story.
You're nothing if not loyal or dedicated to your commitments. That dog got its full walk thanks to you.
You know, she's on my debit card now, too. Like, I'm her number one fan, I think. Daisy.
I mean, I don't know, like, when you're over a certain age, is it considered kidnapping anymore, or is it called something else?
I think, I've always thought it was just kidnapping. Because they'll say that for, like, grown women.
Oh.
I watch a lot of Criminal Minds.
Yeah, I think those shows are what, like, instilled the fear in me.
There was one time where, like, there was an episode, this guy, like, kidnapped a bunch of girls, and I was home alone, like, my family was on vacation, and I literally had to turn all the lights on, and I started running all the showers for some reason, because I was like, he'll think I'm in the shower, I'll lock all the doors.
In all the showers.
So, sound will be surrounding him. He won't be able to tell where my footsteps are, and I'll strike him in the back with a potted plant.
I literally had to FaceTime, like, one of my, like, best guy friends, because I was like, I need you to come over. And, like, it was, like, 11 o'clock at night, and I was in high school.
Use your manly voice and say things like, "Welp, just finished flexing my 600 pounds of pure muscle that could take on any robber or burglar or home break-inner."
And he was like, why do you want me to come over at 11 o'clock at night while you're home alone? I was like, wait, you have the wrong idea. Like, I just need you to come protect me. I really feel like I'm going to get kidnapped.
Stay out on the porch with a baseball bat.
It's like, did you actually read Playboy of the Western World for Humanities?
No.
Okay, well, you both suck. You just made, like, the little sad...
I read Adam B. Do you know how much time it took to actually read that? I was one of, like, the 10 students that read that one.
What is that? Adam what? Okay, back to me. So, basically, this, like, gal's engaged to this dude, and, like, she asks him to, like, protect her, and he, like, says no, and she tries to end the engagement and falls in love with the murderer.
Oh.
Yep, but that didn't happen. Dalton's here. Dalton! He said hey.
Who will ever forget the time that we tried to set up Dalton Smith with Amy Long? We started started small. We're going.
He said he's trying to forget it, Amy. He doesn't mean that, and if he does, you have.
Every time
Amy,
I've seen
you're
him
chill.
since,
They just suck.
he has been crying. Well, almost every time. There have been a few times where it was raining and I couldn't actually tell if he was crying.
Or if it was a Nicholas Sparks movie with, like, the rain just streaming down him.
Don't get that reference. I don't watch those.
Actually, I haven't watched Nicholas Sparks either, but I know there's a bunch of scenes of them in the rain.
Oh.
Have you seen a Nicholas Sparks movie?
Yes.
The Notebook. Aren't they in the rain at one point?
A lot, I feel like.
Okay, so I don't even need to read it.
Amy's like motioning.
So we need to shut the door.
She's speaking, like, sign or something.
I think Amy's our bodyguard. She just showed her. Can you stay at Erin's house when no one's home and she watches Criminal Minds? Sit on her porch with a bat. Oh, Amy Shoemaker's got some muscle.
I should have FaceTimed you.
She, now I'm a little scared to have her on the show one day.
Oh, gosh.
We have to agree with everything Amy says.
Yeah.
You guys should fight right now.
Yeah, Amy will be like, she'll be all like, this conspiracy, and I'll be like, I don't know, and she'll be like, I kind of think, I'll be, okay, fine. It's totally true.
Like, all of a sudden, Noah just can't speak for the rest of the show because, like, Amy's knocked him out, but we don't want to.
Shouldn't.
We don't.
Apparently, I can't say things without it being weird.
Well,
because
think of the context, Noah.
I try.
Well, listen, I told my whole story about being kidnapped, almost, so that we would forget about it, and you just brought it back up. I don't know what else to talk about.
I'm just mad.
Well, I'm going to talk
left out the word words. Changes everything.
What?
Do you know in the English language, if you don't say things right, it doesn't sound right?
The pauses are like...
They're so dramatic.
I am...
See.
Actually trying to kill the next 20 minutes of radio time.
We can start doing ASMR. Do you know what that is?
Wait, what was your conspiracy theory?
Oh, yeah, we can do the Denver... Okay. Y'all, I'm about to hit you with one that's actually pretty wild, and I did a lot more research than I did for last week's. Noah called me out when he realized I really had...
There's just a lot of reading.
Well, I
Last
can't...
week was mostly reading.
I can't memorize every conspiracy theory about Abraham Lincoln's death.
We would... You would read for about 10 minutes. Then you would ask Kristen about it. And as Kristen started to talk, we would get a phone call, and she'd have to be quiet.
Hey! Did you play the thing so that we didn't have to say that?
Play what? Yeah, I always play the thing.
Okay. But if you want to call us, our number...
Wait, that never works.
It's more fun that way.
All right.
423...
461
8464. See,
we should end together.
Good. You wanted to do that.
You hate it. I can tell.
There was a thing at the beginning where you wanted to like popcorn back and forth, though I thought I would popcorn or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Call us because we have 19 more minutes and only one conspiracy theory left. But it's pretty wild. We could discuss it.
Bring one.
Noah doesn't ever bring one.
I just wanted to do a radio show. Erin brought on the whole conspiracy theory thing. I don't have any.
But he doesn't
even he prepares the games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
we didn't get to talk today about it, so.
Yeah, I went thrift shopping instead of coming to work study, and I just admitted that on the radio. So, if Gary Swaney, if you're listening, I'll make it up to you.
Don't worry. I don't believe that the Milligan staff actually listens to Milligan Radio. That would involve overinvestment in their students.
We do leave in a couple of years anyway. Okay, so have y'all ever been to the Denver airport?
You're going to say the dentist.
I can't say that I have.
Noah?
No, I actually have not ever flown on a plane.
Don't recommend it. Hate it. But that's a different story. And so there are multiple conspiracy theories about the Denver airport. So to give some context as to why, it's a super wackadoodle airport with really creepy art. So I'm showing you a picture now. I'll tweet this out after the show. But there is this 32-foot statue of a giant horse with fiery glowing eyes. At an airport. Amy,
Outside
take
the
a look.
airport?
Like, yeah. Amy is appalled.
If you're not here, you can Google it.
I'll tweet it. Hold on.
Always got to have our picture after the show that we tweet.
And it actually killed the dude who made it because it fell on him and severed an artery. So, like, cursed.
Oh my goodness.
It's pretty awesome.
You think that death is awesome?
No, I don't think that death is awesome. And it's just cool that someone can make something that, you know, like student becomes the master. But in this case, the master becomes...
dead.
Anyways, just something about something art imitating life.
We made the same Art
opposite.
Brown joke or similar yesterday at the photography exhibit. We both made a joke about art and said not Art Brown. Dog told me that. Unrelated to the Denver airport, but I was very excited about that.
I made Art Brown laugh today. He was waiting outside Carrie's office while she was talking to the stream team guys, and he was just kind of waiting there patiently, and he's like, oh, hey. So I said, meetings are the worst, am I right? And I think it was weird enough that he just kind of laughed out of fear. Which I assume is our primary audience.
Yeah, that's who we
Fear
cater
laughers.
to. And so and the statue's called Blue Mustang, so it's not even like a regular colored horse.
Or a car.
You're right. So
Hate me.
what's with this hate thing you got going on?
Insecurity.
Well, working on that. Okay, and so there's I'm saving the image now to my phone to tweet it, everyone. And so there's also murals of a devil jumping out of a suitcase. Strange.
Weird. The only other person I've known to be in a suitcase is Taylor Swift.
She's not the devil, though. Don't even think about it.
Was not going there, but
Well,
a little over confrontational, I think.
I love Taylor Swift. A lot of people don't. Just wanted to make sure. All right, moving on. There's also a statue of Anubis, which is the ancient Egyptian god of death. This is a lot of death. Weird stuff going on. They actually had to have murals removed because they were so controversial. That included a dude that looked like a Nazi officer, and he was in a gas mask. Children in front of a burning building, and kids gathered around a giant knife. So just your regular run-of-the-mill airport.
Who's the designer of this
Stay tuned.
thing you asked?
I think it's a good strategy, actually. People are always afraid of flying, but when you have all these death things on the ground, it actually makes the sky look safer.
Or you're just thinking about death a lot more beforehand, and then you know, tomato. So some people think that all this artwork is like America admitting that they're submitting to Germany because of this one mural where it depicts a Boy Scout handing a boy in Baravian clothing his weapons. I just think someone on acid painted these, but maybe not. And so here are some of the conspiracy theories. So the first one is that it was built by the Nazi group, the New World Order. So you asked who built it and designed it. So the dedication marker and like all the plaques around the airport said that it was funded by the New World Airport Commission. But if you investigate, that's actually not a real group. And so a lot of people
idiots.
So this whole airport, which I should have mentioned earlier, went $2 billion or $2 million or $2 billion. Let me, $2 billion. I was right. $2 billion over budget for all these bizarre art stuff.
So they know the budget, but they don't know who
made it. Yeah, because the New World, the New World Airport Commission is not a real group. That is.
But where'd they get the information about the budget?
I don't know. This is my favorite one, is that it's the Illuminati headquarters, because one of the plaques depicts the Masonic square and compass symbol, obviously Illuminati group, and also when the airport was first built, they literally screwed up the first 5 buildings, so dummies, or is at the Illuminati headquarters because they buried them underground instead of like knocking them out or whatever. I have 5 giant buildings underground. Perfect place. Denver, perfect place for the Illuminati headquarters. And also, the airport was dedicated on March 19th in 1994. And if you add those numbers together, 1 + 9 + 1 + 9 + 9 + 4. Noah, math major, what do you get?
You know, I'm not just going to do math for you, Erin. You've been treating me like a real jerk today.
I haven't even seen you today.
This has been enough.
Oh, I just was trying to include you in this.
Okay.
It's 33, we're moving on.
I didn't pay attention, is the
March 19th, 1994, Amy texted in what date. And so 33 is the highest level one can achieve in the Freemasonry, and it represents perfection. So some people think, the Illuminati's down there. I might be one of them. And also some people think that's hiding fallout shelters because there's like some tunnels and secret passage underneath, they think.
Let's hope. Might need some.
Yeah, I don't know why this is like a positive conspiracy theory that like we might be able to, except I'm nowhere near Denver.
Yeah, usually conspiracy theories are like, is this person dead? But this one's like, oh, I please hope that we'll be able to go there.
Except I don't know how we're going to get to Denver.
Well, we can fly to that airport.
There's, back home, I live about 15 minutes away from a nuclear power plant, and we always had to, my parents had to sign papers about how, if it explodes, we would go to this bigger high school, but, if a nuclear power plant explodes, I'm just gonna die.
Okay, I actually think I've been to the Denver airport, but I was only there for, a split second. I was, getting on a connecting flight.
You teleported.
No, I flew there from Indianapolis, was there for a connecting flight, and flew to San Francisco. But I think I was only there for, a little bit, and I, didn't, wander around.
Do you remember,
I was there.
Fear of death or any crying?
No.
I hope in our case.
Doesn't
I didn't
support
see any art.
Maybe you were aware the murals had to get removed.
I may have been. I remember I ate some food there. That was all I remember about it.
Good food, bad food.
It was like McDonald's.
Bad food. All right. So,
okay, we need to...
Bad food.
We need to have to... After this, you and I need to discover our comprehensive list of which corporations we support as a radio entity.
We're not supporting McDonald's.
I don't support WUMC.
Confusing. Okay, so some people think that there's hidden underground tunnels and secret bunkers, but it's only meant to actually, for the world leaders if the world explodes. I'm hoping they exclude Donald Trump in this because he's not really a leader.
So we wouldn't even get in it.
No. So, this apparently was where the baggage system was, but, basically whoever made this sucked because they messed up the first 5 buildings, and the automated baggage system didn't work. It never worked. And so they never fixed it. And that's why everyone thinks there's, stuff underground. So those are the 3 conspiracy theories about the Denver airport. Brittany, Or Noah, you took a breath to speak. Noah, what are your thoughts? Then Brittany, what are your thoughts?
I do feel bad for the guy that got crushed by his own artwork. I just thought, like, isn't that a way to go, though? Your own art is the last thing you saw? Does his family listen to us?
No.
Does anyone?
Rest in peace.
But I feel like if the last thing I saw was a 32-foot blue Mustang statue I made coming to crush me, I would not be a fan. If that was my last. Like, I'm gonna see, like...
I think that'd be a slow, like, a painful death. If it didn't straight up just, like, smash your head into where you instantly died.
It, like, cut an artery or severed an artery.
See, that would be bad. You would bleed out.
So that takes a while to die?
I mean, not. It depends, like, how like, deeply you cut it, I would say, but it wouldn't be, like, instantaneous.
Oh. Okay, what are your thoughts, though, on the conspiracy theory behind it all? Now that we've talked about death enough.
I don't know. I kind of, like... I actually, like, kind of believe that... Well, no. I appreciate the uniqueness of the Denver airport. I have not seen these murals or these, like, statues, but, like, I like that it's different. Do I think that it was made by a Nazi group? I don't think so. Do I think that maybe the guy that designed it was, like, on some drugs or something? Possibly. Was he, like, a satanic worshiper? Possibly. Does that make it bad? No.
What a positive spin on all the death and horror that surrounds the Denver airport. Pern Dog's here. Pern Dog and I spent 3.5 hours shopping together today.
He's here because he said little dirty things.
We just keep coming back to that.
It's just supposed to sound silly.
Well,
I've been painted into some sort of monster. I'm not a monster. I have a radio show. And it's not even AM radio. That's where the real monsters are.
Oh, you're right. But Noah, what are your thoughts on this conspiracy theory?
Well, first of all, it's good that someone's trying to make the flying experience a little more interesting. You can get stuck there for a long time. So at least you have some artwork to, like, that makes you want to call your family.
In case you do die.
Also good. Do I think it could be... I mean, no, I don't think it's the Nazis that made it. They aren't usually that, like... I don't know. I mean, I guess some Nazis have been a little more on the artistic side, like
Adolf Hitler wanted to be an artist.
But I don't think the American Nazi groups have been particularly, like, competent people. So architecturally, I don't think that's going to be there.
Well, let's Google how many Nazis go to architecture school.
Oh, man.
Can we quote that? Like, you know when, like, speakers go to conferences and, like, they take, like, the really flattering picture of them on stage and they put a nice quote next to them? Mine can be like, can we Google, like, how many Nazis went to architecture school?
The word of the week on this week's Fresh Cut is Nazi.
I think there were some intelligent Nazis. Like,
yeah, there had to be, because they took over the world.
Oh, that is such a...
But they were just, like, evil, evil masterminds.
I know, but it's still, like, a weird thing to go out of your way to say.
Sorry, I said a little dirty. What did you say? What did you call it?
Okay, well, now that... First of all, kind of good band name.
Oh, I thought of one the other day in New Testament, but then I realized...
Baby, he called it.
Yeah, really bad baby name.
Terrible.
It's true, though. I mean, babies are pretty disgusting.
Terrible mascot.
Yeah.
We're the little dirties.
Yeah. Don't like it.
The other day in New Testament, we were reading, and the passage came up about Human Torches, and I was like, "Oh, good band name." Then I was like, "No, I'm wrong." but like, I did it loudly.
They perform on fire.
There was something in the I don't pay attention in that class. Sorry, Dr. Brewer. We're talking about the Gospels right now, and I took Jesus in the Gospels last semester.
Oh, that's your class with your friend, isn't it?
I can't even speak on that. Pleading the Fifth Amendment. Mitchell might be our only listener.
No one is like...
and
no one's going to hold you to a court of law here.
But...
You could have just, like, done one of your patented screaming...
My, like, panic mode scream?
Yeah, and we would just have to move on.
I just would have to bring the mic down pretty low.
That's respectful.
Mitchell would go deaf, and I need him for Thursday. No offense. I don't mean to. We're going to move on.
That one show's better than another?
I'm not, but Noah always thinks
she actually She agreed to do this show first. She actually asked me. I said I was doing a radio show, and she asked me, which worked out for me because when I went my first day of Milligan College, I stepped outside, smelled the fresh chapel air, and I said out loud, I hope I can one day do a radio show with Erin Donovan. Imagine my surprise 3 years later when I met someone named Erin Donovan. Now, was it spelled differently than I had said it in my head? Yes.
Dang it, I'm still not good enough. Yeah, most people don't know that Noah and I only met last semester.
Yeah, we hit it off pretty quickly.
Yeah, he gave me a ride up the hill and we bonded over lawnmowers and motion graphics and a wedding we were in. We walked... I always hate saying this, but we literally walked down the aisle together. But, like, because we were a bride...
Are there pictures of that? Should make that art, like, a really confusing, like, graphic for chapel.
I asked Jeanette, I don't know if she's listening tonight, I asked her for the wedding pictures, and she said, I said, had she gotten them yet? And she said, yeah, I just got to go through and get rid of the ugly ones. So we're just waiting on her.
I think that's where we are, too, with my wedding pictures.
Well, you got married.
I got to focus on my vows first.
But Mitchell Hancock, the one we keep referencing, texted in and said, conspiracy theory, Brittany Davis and I are actually cousins. Brittany, would you like to speak on this?
We are cousins.
And that's the end of the show.
Panic mode. So we can put radio sounds on for 4
No one's been so sure here before.
Wait, then why is your cousin claiming that it's a conspiracy theory?
I don't know. He likes to tell people that we aren't actually, but we really are.
Who's related to who? Like who's
mom? His mom is my dad's sister.
Is there Facebook proof?
Probably.
Everyone at Milligan is freaking related.
You know, we have a segment on our show where we insult our family members.
So do you have anything you want to say to Mitchell?
Why don't you say your favorite thing about Mitchell, and then your least favorite thing about Mitchell?
Or do it in the other order that we end on a positive note.
We have not done that yet.
My least favorite thing about Mitchell is that he doesn't really talk to me. I don't see him much. It's a sad thing.
That's your cousin.
I know.
Mitchell! I went thrifting with him for 3.5 hours. You should have come with us.
Should have. Favorite thing about Mitchell, he takes pretty cool pictures. He's a nice guy. Those are my favorite things.
Wow, he got 2. Yeah, everyone check out Avocado Photo... Oh, crapola. He's a different Twitter than his Instagram.
Oh, you messed up.
I think Twitter is Avocado Photo.
He's on Music Buffs Live. Just listen to the radio for a good 3 more days and you'll hear him.
No, Instagram is Avocado Photo and Design, or Photography and Design. And then I think Twitter is just Avocado Photo and Design. We saw avocado socks today at Old Navy for only $4 and he didn't buy them.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, I'll figure out when his birthday is. Sorry if you're listening, Mitchell. It's not going to be a surprise. Actually, I might forget. I probably will. It'll be a surprise to the both of us. All right.
I'm not ready to wrap up yet. We have a couple more minutes.
You didn't know I was going to wrap up.
Well,
I'm about to say Noah.
Very climactic is the thing.
What else do you got to say?
Well, I have a conspiracy theory.
First, let's hear it.
Earlier today on the Fresh Cut Twitter, I noticed that the amount of people we were following went down, basically cut in half. Any thoughts?
I did that.
Did you feel bad that those people never followed us back?
Mitchell's birthday is May 26th. You'll be graduated by then. I'll have to get you an early birthday present.
You are trying to pivot.
I unfollowed Mitchell because he didn't follow us back. I unfollowed everyone that never followed us back.
We try to show them that we're there by following them, but then we show them we're serious by unfollowing them.
I gave them over a week to follow back. And so I was like, if they're not going to follow us back, I'm not going to follow them. So I unfollowed Gibby.
Okay. Well, before we don't have to list all those people. We're actually done now. So that was the Fresh Cut. Thanks for all that. And last word, Erin?
Let's play the Dixie Chicks.
Bye.
But thanks for coming on, Brittany. You're also going to press the on button instead of the off button, Noah.